Hello, I welcome you all to today's lesson, Social Studies for JHS2, and we are discussing entrepreneurship. This lesson is an introduction to the topic entrepreneurship. In the previous weeks, we have been looking at tourism and leisure. We discussed tourism, its importance, the need for leisure. We looked at tourist sites in Ghana. We also discussed why there is low participation of the local people in tourism and factors that can promote tourism in Ghana. Then we discussed also the benefits or the economic importance of tourism. We looked at problems facing tourism in Ghana and the negative impacts of tourism in Ghana. This week we are starting with a new topic, which is entrepreneurship. And today's lesson is an introduction to entrepreneurship. Once again, it is me, Ephraim K. Akaku, coming your way. By the end of this lesson, I am expectant that the students would be able to identify an entrepreneur if they see one, or they'll be able to realize the entrepreneurial skills in them, having been taught who an entrepreneur is. And also, they'll be able to describe the qualities that makes a person an entrepreneur, or the qualities that an entrepreneur should have. And finally, we're able to explain the benefits of entrepreneurship. Why should people be encouraged to go into entrepreneurship? Entrepreneur and entrepreneurship. When we say an entrepreneur, we're looking at a person who takes risk to establish a business based on new ideas he has, and usually has the aim of making profit. That person is an entrepreneur. For example, the owners of media houses in our country are school proprietors, owners of shops, fashion designers, owners of salons, and chief executives of private firms, owners of transport businesses, and so on, are all entrepreneurs. Then we come to entrepreneurship. So it means that entrepreneur is a person. Then what about entrepreneurship? Is entrepreneurship also a person? No. Entrepreneurship is a practice. So the practice of starting a new business or revitalizing an old business in response to new ideas that have emerged. So the practice of starting a new business or revitalizing an old one because you want to solve a problem or because you have new ideas of doing things with the aim of making profit is entrepreneurship. So entrepreneurship is a practice, and the person who practices entrepreneurship is an entrepreneur. I hope that is clear. Okay. Now, what makes an entrepreneur? What are some qualities? What are some characteristics? What are some virtues, some specialties that an entrepreneur should have? An entrepreneur is someone who has vision. Without a vision, you can't create anything. You should have a vision, you should have a way, you should have something you see, something you want to become. You should have your own way of seeing things. You should have a plan, you should have a vision, you should have an idea. The entrepreneur has passion for the business. To be an entrepreneur is not something you should be forced into. It should be something you should have passion for. And usually entrepreneurs have so much passion for their business. Some entrepreneurs demonstrate so much passion towards their business than even themselves. And entrepreneurs take sensible risk. It is good to take risk, but it's better to take sensible risk. People who are not entrepreneurs take risks that land them in trouble. But good entrepreneurs take sensible risks that brings them profit. The entrepreneur is a positive thinker and a decision maker. He's always optimistic, thinks through situations and finds solutions rather than give up quickly. The entrepreneur has good human relation. Business is about people. You can't do business without the people. It is the consumers, it is the suppliers, it is the workers that make the business what it is. And so as an entrepreneur, you must have good human relation. You must be able to relate well with people. That makes you a good entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is resourceful and creative. You must have creative ideas. You must be innovative. You must be resourceful as an entrepreneur. So these are some qualities or characteristics of an entrepreneur. Now, what do entrepreneurs contribute to economic growth? They develop new markets by creating what consumers want. So, the economy of every country strives or rides on businesses and consumption. So, entrepreneurs always have the responsibility of finding problems in society and then finding solutions to the problems. So if the people suffer to get to work because they work, the entrepreneur has the mindset of how do I make these people's life more comfortable and easier. So he decides to make a bicycle or venture into making motors or enter the automobile industry and make cars so that people will buy these cars to make their lives comfortable. They create what consumers want, and that develops new markets. Then they discover sources of raw materials through innovation. Real entrepreneurs are into always discovering something new. When everybody is using item A for this product, entrepreneur is finding ways and means by which they can get some other item that could substitute the one that everybody knows. And so when people are making poly bags and it is giving environmental problem, the entrepreneur is looking at what other thing can we use for bags. So like introducing paper bags, like introducing straw bags, and so on. These are reusable and recyclable and environmental friendly. Then they mobilize capital resources. Entrepreneurs mobilize capital resources, machineries, plants, and so on. That is the work of entrepreneurs. Then they introduce also new technologies. And most importantly, entrepreneurs create employment. They employ themselves and they employ others. Most often, the state is not able to create enough employment to meet the demand for employment in any country. And so, private entrepreneurs create jobs through their establishments or through their businesses for a lot of people. Many people in Ghana are employed in the private sector. And this is because entrepreneurs created businesses to employ them. What are the benefits of being an entrepreneur? Benefits of entrepreneurship. When one becomes an entrepreneur, the first benefit is that the person is self-employed. You don't need somebody to employ you any longer. You don't need to stay at home because you don't have a job. The moment you become an entrepreneur, you employ yourself. Apart from that, the entrepreneur reaps huge financial benefits. When the business becomes viable and successful, the financial benefits are so enormous. Then an entrepreneur creates jobs for others. He creates jobs for others, and by so doing, he gives his employees an avenue to create or to generate income to cater for themselves and their families. Then entrepreneurs also contribute a lot to the state's revenue in terms of taxes, rates, rents, and so on. Then, the entrepreneur creates healthy competition in the job markets or on the markets, which results in high quality of products. When there is monopoly, when there is only one person producing a particular item or service, usually that person has, or that firm, that company, determines what quality of good they produce and what price they take for it. But when there are so many other entrepreneurs doing similar or same thing, it creates a healthy competition that ensures that there is a best quality for consumers, so that people get the best of quality of products and service. For your assignment, you answer the following questions to test your knowledge of the lesson that has been taught. Until we meet again, stay safe, observe all laid down protocols for the prevention and management of COVID-19, and keep learning. Bye-bye.